I feel such pleasure and joy to have this conversation with you today. Hilary Leroy-Gauthier, my long-term friend and colleague and teammate of Relationship Matters. I was reflecting the other day that we have known each other for almost 20 years. And what a journey in our lives it has been.
It sure has. And this is one of my favorite things to do in my life is to be with you and have a conversation.
I want to share ideas today about emotional intelligence and the connection of emotional intelligence to resilience. Can you begin by giving us an idea of what is emotional intelligence?
Happily. It's one of my favorite subjects, and there are lots of different ways to define it. So the internet has a wonderful resource of different words and groupings of words to describe emotional intelligence. So I'm going to use how I interpret emotional intelligence today in our conversation, and how I bring this to my own life. So, emotional intelligence to me is a set of emotional social skills and ways of being. And the reason I add that is because I think sometimes a focus can be when we talk about EQ, IQ, these concepts of who we are and how we show up. I think often we talk about the doing, the skills. And I want to make sure we also emphasize in emotional intelligence the way we are with ourselves and with other people. And so, this skill set and way of being is really about connecting to how I feel. So, the acknowledgement of what's going on for me internally, as well as how others are feeling. So, this connection to myself and connection to others in ways that inform who I am, in ways that inform how I feel about myself, which then affects how I connect and interact with other people. So that interconnectivity and interpersonal relationships, how I can tune into others, and then also how I make decisions and how I manage the environment around me, which is that stress management component.
When I listen to what you say, it hits me right here in my being because what you are emphasizing is consciousness. And our shared mission here at Relationship Matters, that conscious evolution of the human spirit and the interconnectivity between that mission and emotional intelligence, and how, as we evolve, our emotional intelligence evolves. They are one and the same in many ways.
The awareness, so that consciousness is so key to emotional intelligence. And in my work, in my own growth, and with others in coaching, that's where we spend a lot of time around how am I feeling and how am I allowing these emotions to lead me, and where are there opportunities to bring awareness so that they can inform me but not necessarily need to run the show.
Wow. One thing that I think is really important when I listen to you is to emphasize that emotional intelligence is a constantly unfolding capacity across time. Unlike IQ, I think whenever we got that Q in there, we think this is a fixed set of skills. But EQ adds to your toolbox, doesn't it?
It does. And this is why I get so excited about emotional intelligence, is that it is about growth and learning and increasing our capacity to be more of who we are so that we can show up with other people in ways that are beneficial for us and for them.
When we talk about resilience, that bandwidth within us that gives us a capacity to manage and support ourselves in stress, the emotional intelligence viewpoint is very contribution. It has a significant contribution to this thinking.
How we metabolize or digest what is happening in our internal environment and our external environment really, I think, contributes to our ability to bend in the wind, which to me is the resilience piece. So, instead of necessarily being knocked over, it's not avoiding the storm or not having those storms in our lives. It's about how, when those things are happening to us and within us, how we bend with it in compassion for ourselves and with others, in ways that we feel we can influence. And that's what emotional intelligence to me contributes in resilience, is our connectedness to ourselves and to other people, so that all of those things outside of our influence, and there's so much, right, outside of our control, so that it's not going to knock us over. So it's not avoiding it or not having emotions that are challenging. It's using those to be able to sway and still remain upright.
Hilary, thank you for your wisdom, your being. And we are so grateful, Bob and I, for you every day being here with us on this journey. And to all of those of us who benefit from knowing you, just want you to know how incredibly wonderful you are.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to do this work and for our connection. I am always grateful.